Hi, how are ya? So I wanted to make a video today to talk about the energy right now. So it is January 8th as I'm filming this. So Happy New Year. I've only posted a short and another video, a card reading, a couple days ago as far as the new year goes. So I haven't really created a new video just to connect with you in the new year. So now that we're here, and I did actually pick up on what I want to talk about in this video. I did mention this in the card reading that I posted yesterday. And that is that this energy right now is feeling kind of heavy, but not in a heavy way that we've normally experienced heavy energy. So I had to sit with this for a while, and I connected with Spirit to kind of give me some insight onto what is going on right now, because it's not what I expected for 2026 for the energy to feel this way. And I knew that it wasn't going to be necessarily like the day the calendar turned over, January 1st, that we were going to be in a brand new feeling of energy. I know that's not how it works, but at the same time, there was sort of this expectation that as we move into the month, because now we're January 8th, we're starting the second week of January, and things are just feeling kind of very, very different. And that's the most key part of this, I think, is that the energy, my hair is so ratchet today. Like, do the kids still say that word, ratchet? Sorry, it's driving me nuts. Second day hair, my hair doesn't cooperate unless it's been freshly washed. Anyway, this energy is feeling a little bit heavy. And what Spirit is telling me is that what's happening is this heavy feeling is actually density in our bodies that is being released. And something happened with this full moon we just had on January 3rd. So on January 4th, I sit in meditation every morning, and I receive messages. And by the way, I'm kind of updating my channel a little bit. I'm trying to post every single day, and I'm going to start sharing my channeled messages because they've been coming through more as like collective messages, not just messages for me personally. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm just going to be sharing the messages I've been receiving like that morning in my morning meditation. So anyway, I was sitting with Spirit and asking about this new energy. Oh no, that's not what I was saying. January 3rd, the full moon. January 4th, the next morning, I received a channeled message that old timelines are collapsing. And this energy right now is a result of that. And it is this density that we were carrying from the old timelines that are closing out, that are physically like being released from our bodies. So when we're in a timeline, we experience it in a lot of different ways. And one of the ways is through our physical vessel. Our physical vessel will take on the energies of the timeline. And we almost get so accustomed to the way that timeline feels that we don't realize actually how much heaviness we were carrying. So in this old timeline, and these are like old like 3D timelines that we're collapsing, and those timelines came with an impact on our bodies. And as we are closing out those old timelines, they are also being released from our physical vessels. And that can feel very kind of like heavy in the body. And what I've been experiencing, and you might be experiencing different things, like so Spirit said, this can feel like pressure in your head. And these are like experiences that are temporary. So the kinds of things that might be related to this releasing may be things that are only lasting a day or two. So it's not like your typical feeling sick or like coming down with a cold or something like that. That's not it. These are like short bursts of discomfort in the body. So it can be pressure in your head, pain or stiffness in your neck and shoulders, and then feeling like pain sensations anywhere through your energy centers. And again, they just last a short time, a few hours or a day or two, and then they're gone. Now, of course, I have to put a disclaimer that if you're experiencing any kind of physical symptoms that are concerning to you, definitely get that checked out medically. But other than that, if everything checks out, you may be experiencing these releases of heavy, dense energy, and it's related to old timelines that are closing. And 2025 was a lot of like personal, individual transformation and shedding of old timelines, old beliefs, old patterns of behavior. But now in 2026, because we've shifted individually, like if you've gone through a period of intense transformation in 2025, what is now happening is you're now shifting to a new timeline, and you're letting go of the old timelines. And that old timeline that you were on, that was kind of keeping you in those old behavior patterns, because you've done so much inner work and you've let go of a lot of those patterns and beliefs, you're now done with that timeline. And kind of like the residual energies of that timeline have to go, and they are releasing now. So what I'm getting from Spirit is this kind of beginning of the year, and it's not because it's the beginning of the year, it's just coinciding with that. And there's always this expectation we have when we go into a new year, especially if you're in watching videos like this. You've been probably hearing a lot of talk about this year being a completely different energy. We have the year of the horse in the Chinese zodiac that is going to be coming in this year, that doesn't really start until February. And that is aligning with the shift in energy that's coming, that I'm understanding like February, March, we're really going to actually be feeling an uplifting in the energy and things happening in a smoother, faster way. That's a whole other subject. I'm going to talk more about the year of the horse, because it really is going to be feeling differently, but we're not really there yet. And it's because we don't really, the energies don't follow the calendar just because the day changes. That's another thing I want to talk about too sometime, is how we are going to be moving more towards aligning ourselves with the energy of the seasons and like just the time of year, and not following like the calendars so much. Like the calendar itself isn't going to change. I mean, that's something that's going to take a while to let go of. That's something that we've had in place for so long. And that's just how the systems of the world are currently run. So we follow that in some aspects, but many of us who are transitioning from 3D to 5D consciousness are going to be better served by aligning ourselves with the energy of the seasons and just the energies that are present. And they just happen to line up really with the seasons. And that's the way humans always, ran their lives, by the seasons. And there is going to be a return to that with the new earth kind of way of living, where we're really in sync with the seasons and the energies that are present, instead of fighting against them because the calendar says it's a certain time and we need to be feeling a certain way. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to share about that. So yeah, if you're feeling the energy, feeling kind of heavy, kind of just not that new year feeling yet, like you still feel like maybe you're kind of, I don't want to say stuck in 2025, but you feel like you haven't come out of 2025 yet, that is absolutely normal. And if you're very sensitive to energy, then you're going to be feeling this even more intensely. And just let those old timelines go. This really is exactly where we are meant to be right now. And things, Spirit is saying, things are really going to feel differently very soon, but we just have to kind of get through this period. And really this month of January through like the middle of February is a chance for us to just let all of the old go. Your old identity, your old ways of being, ways of thinking are going to be changing. Our experience of time is going to be changing, and that's something else that Spirit's been talking to me a lot about recently. And we are still, though, in this process of this shift, and our bodies need time to recalibrate and be ready to hold higher frequencies. So, and right now we're still kind of letting go of the things that we dealt with last year and the old timeline that we were on. So I just wanted to share that today and see if any of you guys were feeling the same way, and I would love to hear. So leave me a comment, let me know how you're feeling right now, and yeah, I will be back very soon. All right, take care. See you. Bye.